Hi everyone.
Hi.
We wanted to give you a quick update. This is the night before Amanda's MRI, and we had kind of a rough,
Morning.
scary
Sure.
morning.
Yeah.
So do you want to tell them about it from your perspective first?
So I was training for 29 which what I wanted to do was a 60-minute box step, and I slept well the night before. And then about an hour afterwards, after the 60-minute step ups, I had the same feeling that I had right before I got diagnosed the first time, where my right arm just went limp. I couldn't grab anything on my right side, and I was almost immediately starting to panic, is this a stroke? Is this a seizure? I don't know what's happening. And Jesse was in the bathroom, and I just kind of sat on the couch trying to figure out my next steps. But it scared the hell out of me, to be honest. I haven't been this afraid in a while. And so, yeah, that happened.
Yeah. So just some context from my perspective. Amanda has been under a tremendous amount of stress the last couple months. And she talks about it sometimes, but I don't think she really ever shows the full breadth of it to all of you because she's really mindful of trying to make everybody feel comfortable. Even while she was shaking, even while she was panicking today, she was trying to grab her phone because she wanted to let a friend know that she might not be able to meet up with her. So in Amanda's hardest moment, she's still thinking of others. The challenge with that is that we don't always necessarily know just how much Amanda may be struggling. And so she has, we've kind of talked with this in pieces, but obviously recurrence in January MRI, the going through a month of not having a concrete treatment plan together, finally getting it going, the financial burden of doing fundraising for Germany, one of her closest friends with GBM passed away, the dread of doing an MRI in San Francisco again, because that was where the recurrence was, which we both have some definitely PTSD from that, then she is absolutely terrified of getting on a plane. And as that day has gotten closer, I've seen her get more and more nervous about it. Two other things that she shared with me just recently was that she has been really reluctant in allowing herself to hope. And she's been almost waiting for the bottom to drop out. And obviously that's a really hard and difficult place to be in, because if we're not putting hope or looking to the future, it's going to be really easy to be consumed by the story of the present. She's been struggling with losing her hair, and it's not even so much the hair, she gets it, but it's more of just a reminder of she's having to go through treatment again because something's off. And she's going to start chemo back up next week. Then I think there's some other things too I've been forgetting.
We're going to be in 2 different countries, and I mean, that's a lot.
Assuming you get on the plane.
It's true.
And yeah, so she's been going through it. She hasn't had her normal, she has some really great people that she has for mental health routines that she talks to weekly, but because of the radiation, she hasn't been able to have those appointments as consistently. So she's just been carrying a lot. And she did this workout today. So Amanda hasn't really had a high level exertion workout where she sweats a lot. She was drenched in sweat this morning. She had told me a couple days ago that she has not been drinking as much water as she normally does. The workout she did was very intense, so she may be a little bit more dehydrated. She's more stressed. Who knows, right? I choose to believe that it's all those things. Obviously, we'll have an MRI in the morning, and hopefully that will confirm that and everything's okay there. Last thing too, just from my perspective, you want to chime in anything else? So if you ever find yourself going through a scary moment like that with somebody you care about, and they're really terrified literally for their life, a few things happen. Number one, you, at least for me, you instantly wish that you could go back to the times where you're just annoyed by something they did, or you were mad at them for not putting their clothes away, or whatever it was, those little things in life that we kind of take for granted with our loved ones, and those little life annoyances that we can find ourselves being annoyed by because life is really good. When you're confronting something as scary as Amanda is every day, you long for those former problems. The second thing is if you ever find yourself in there, well, actually before that, I think part of the reason we share these things and we have transparency is we hope that people can learn from this. And so maybe some of the lessons to learn from this is those of you who are in the position that we are, and maybe you haven't been able to talk about it, or you're feeling the feelings, maybe this helps you feel a little less alone. For those who aren't, but you know someone who is going through a cancer journey, reach out to them. They may do really good at letting you know, think that they're doing great, but sometimes they need a little bit extra love. I mean, we could all use a little bit extra love if we're honest, but especially those who are going through something and they're struggling. And number three, maybe there's just an opportunity for your own perspective with it. Now back to my number two was, the best thing I think sometimes you can do with that is just try to get them to breathe. I sat Amanda down, had her look me in the eyes, in through the nose, out through the mouth, trying to get her to calm down. And when that wasn't working, I moved her to a different place where she could have a little bit more comfort, calm down, help talk her through it. We chatted a little bit as her physiology got under control. Because what happened is she started to panic. She started to have some more neurological symptoms. She had a little bit of issue trying to find words, but she does that anyway sometimes, especially right now because she's still covering from radiation, so there's some swelling in her brain. And yeah, like Amanda was saying earlier today, she has a traumatic brain injury for all practical purposes. And so when something like this happens, it could be from a myriad of reasons. And all of them are probably rational, logical, and much less scary than when you go. But when you're living with a terminal diagnosis like she is, it's a pretty understandable thing to go to where it's the scariest.
Yeah.
So anything else you want to add to this?
Thank God for Ativan. Because I usually don't take really anything other than Keppra, which is my anti-seizure medication. But when that happened, I honestly didn't know if I was having a stroke or if I was having a seizure. I didn't know what was happening. But thank goodness for the rescue Ativan. But that just now I'm super tired.
That's good. Hopefully you get some sleep tonight. So, Ben has an MRI tomorrow, Friday, April 10th. We will let you know the results later in the day. Say some extra prayers, send some extra love her way. This one, she definitely needs it.
Yes, my hair needs it. I need it.
Yeah. So, and then hopefully we will be celebrating a positive scan tomorrow and be able to, sigh of relief with that. And then we just have to deal with you getting on a plane.
One thing at a time.
Yeah. As always, we love and appreciate each and every one of you. Thanks for being on the journey with us. We are hopeful, optimistic, loving all the things that we try to share. And we also went through some really scary moments today and want to give you the full spectrum of it all. So we appreciate you allowing us to share all the moments with you. All right, take good care. Bye-bye.